About 6 months ago, I made one of my favorite videos on my channel called These Are the Rarest Shinies in PokeMMO. In it, I show screenshots of the rarest and most interesting Pokemon ever caught in the game. And since then, I've found so many more that I really just decided to make another one. If you haven't seen the first video, I urge you to go watch it, as none of the Pokemon that are in that one will be appearing in this. PokeMMO is 13 years old, meaning that there's been a ton of history and glitches and all sorts of stuff that could make some of the rarest shinies in the game. Sit back and enjoy as I show you some of the rarest shinies in PokeMMO. Firstly, I'm going to give a little bit of background information about particles, because it's very relevant when we're talking about extremely one-of-a-kind shinies in this game. These are effects in PokeMMO that happen when you send out a Pokemon into battle, just like the Shiny Sparkle. The Shiny Sparkle is its own particle. Each of these has their own animation, and depending on the species, they can be extremely rare. They can be transferred in between breeding Pokemon, and some in specific can only be transferred that way, since there's no applicable versions of them. Stuff like legendaries or shinies that are extremely old or caught in weird locations cannot be rebred. Having the oldest limited particle on them adds a ton to their rarity. In the previous video, I compared having rare particles on your shiny to having kind of like expensive stickers on your gun in CSGO. It's a really similar concept. Two amazing examples of this concept would be this shiny Suicune with a phantom particle and this Zapdos with dark crystal particle. These are the oldest non-applicable particles that you can get for the birds and the dogs respectively. In order to achieve this particle, you had to have brought them through this boss fight called the Pumpkin during Halloween. These aren't the rarest ones in the game, however, as this Articuno exists. This is a secret shiny Articuno with its very first boss particle available to it. For those of you who don't know, Secret Shiny is a 1 in 16 roll on top of the normal shiny chance, and you only get one encounter for the roaming birds each month per account. So the fact that this thing even exists in the first place is insane. It's super clutch. The guy who got this ran it through that boss. It'll always have its oldest limited particle possible. I actually have an entire video talking about this thing being for sale, and in that I explain that this shiny would take you thousands of years to actually try to hunt for. The most insane thing is that there's actually another contender for the rarest shiny Articuno in PokeMMO. This Articuno, owned by the player Xianyu, was caught on the first day of its release, Christmas of 2023. This is seriously so sick. It's probably the first shiny legendary bird ever caught. And the nickname, honestly, I really like as well, Lorelei. It's the ice-type trainer from Fire Red. We can't talk about rare shiny legendaries in PokeMMO without mentioning the Shalfa Suicune, which came exclusively from the raid last Christmas. I have a whole video about this that I'll link in the description, but this is likely the most expensive Pokemon in PokeMMO. We'll have to see if we get more chances at them this year, or if they just never bring back Shiny Alpha Suicune. Keeping with the theme of insane particled shinies, we have this Gengar, which is owned by the administrator, Rach. A small bit of background information, 2012 is the first year of PokeMMO's existence, and Pumpkin's Treat is the oldest non-applicable particle in the game, so having this combination of both of them is extremely rare. In my last video, I explained how there were only two Pumpkin 2012s that we knew about. A Pidgeotto that was rumored to be banned, and a Dusclops, which is a Halloween-only species for that year. I think that this Gengar rivals the Dusclops for the rarest 2012 shiny. Not only does it have every boss particle, but it also has the OT Shiny, along with 253 EVs. This is a glitch that could only have occurred back then, as 252 is the normal maximum that EVs can go to. The only downside is that back then there was no physical special split, as the game was only Fire Red, and Ghost was a physical typing. So the Gengar is trained in attack and not special attack. But honestly, I kind of think this adds to its history. An honorable mention for the rarest shiny from 2012 would be this shiny Latios. It was the Pokemon of an administrator named Kudasai. This would 100% be the rarest one in existence for 2012, and also just the rarest shiny in general in the game, as Latios hasn't even been fully released for the public. But I'm guessing that this Pokemon will never be sold. It wouldn't be right if a developer spawned in this Pokemon for himself and then sold it at a much later date. But that being said, this would definitely be up there for the most expensive and rarest shinies in the game. I personally doubt that this will ever trade hands, but it's pretty cool that it actually exists. In the background, I'll show some screenshots of Kudasai in-game with it as its follower sprite. The game looked really different back then. Next, we'll talk about Shiny Alpha. I currently own one of the rarest ones in the game as my own OT. During the Lunar New Year event of 2025, every Alpha Pokemon was supposed to come with the particle called Spirit of Spring, and they accidentally made it so Lopunny spawned without it for the first 30 minutes to an hour or so. My current estimate is that there's roughly 300 to 400 of them that even came into the game with this glitch state, meaning that this is way rarer than something like a Shalfa starter. So far, I'm the only person to hatch a particle-less Spirit of Spring Alpha. However, this actually isn't the only unique shiny Alpha Lopunny. Something I realized recently is that the first ever raid Shalfa caught in the game has a different type of location in its summary. This Lopunny was caught by the player Tambuko, and as you can see, all of the newer Shalfas that come into the raids specifically say met in a raid battle in a fateful encounter. Personally, I really like the original one better, how it just says met in a fateful encounter. I think that looks and just sounds way more clean. So that's the difference. I'll put both of them on screen so you guys can see. This next one is likely the most expensive thing that you can hunt right now in PokeMMO. It costs roughly 8 billion yen per phase. This is the shiny Alpha Starmie found in a mysterious Premier Ball by the player Naga Hex. This same dude has 2 other Mysterious Ball shinies, as well as this Nidoking from a Cherish. Like, literally what the hell is this luck? Starmie is also the best thing that you can get out of Mysterious Premier Balls, and outside of this, the only way to get it is to egg it with Alpha Dittos, which is an extremely expensive and time-consuming way of doing it. It's a super low percentage coming from these Mysterious Premier Balls, and I wasn't even able to find any reliable information about its chances from them. But there's a good chance that it would cost over 80 billion yen to find this if it's a 1 in 10. Not to mention that there's probably not even enough Mysterious Premier Balls in the game anymore to reach odds for it. This thing is, unless they re-release the Mysterious Premier Balls next Christmas, this will probably be the only one that will ever exist. An extremely niche Pokemon that I'd like to show off is this Squirtle OT Level 1 Crobat, owned by Law Noob Killer, who was gracious enough to link me all of his Squirtle OTs in-game. Squirtle is one of the administrators of PokeMMO, and back in the day, he was the one who would personally spawn in the rewards for catch events. Crobat is the final stage evolution of its line, so it being level 1 is impossible unless it's spawned in like this. Here's a clip of me going over it and talking to him. Right, so I'm in game right now, and we're talking to the owner of the level 1 shiny Crobat. I'm going to ask him to link it to me. I really do think this is one of the craziest Pokemon in PokeMMO, because there's a lot of people that really value under-leveled Pokemon in the base games as well. Like, that's part of the reason why some people will hunt in, say, Fire Red or stuff like that, is because you have the opportunity to get really, really glitched Pokemon like this. So, look at this. It's a maxed evolved Pokemon, like it's its final stage, right? So, we get a Crobat here. This thing is supposed to evolve at level 22. This is a level 1. It's Squirtle OT, right? Its stats are absolute... Wow! I didn't expect it to be that bad. Oh, it's 2013. That's very rare, and very old. Dang, dude, this thing is cool. But Squirtle is one of the administrators of the game, and a long time ago, he would just spawn in each of the shinies for the prizes of catch events and stuff like that for people. And the really, really old ones, they're tradable. As you can see, there's no gift ribbon here. Yeah, this is insane. This is a level 1 shiny Crobat. That is so cool. Yeah, this is crazy. This has got to be one of the rarest Pokemon in the game. It's definitely the coolest under-leveled Pokemon in PokeMMO. There's a lot of people who will pay extra money for Pokemon from like 2012. So we could probably find one actually if we just look up 2012. Oh, Dronad. Hi, sir. Love your vids. Thank you, Dronad. Yeah, here we go. This obviously isn't worth 6 mil, but it just goes to show that there is a little bit of a collector's market for this. Okay, so he just linked me a bunch of other crazy Pokemon. Now, Lolnoop's collection, he has one of the craziest collections in PokeMMO. As you guys can see, this guy has a bunch of level 1s that are Squirtle OT. These are very, very, very rare. I haven't been able to buy one yet, and it's incredible, man. This is crazy. So yeah, you can see like met at level 1. Um, it's this is dope. A lot of these are met at in locations that they don't normally spawn at, so like Pallet Town or Viridian City or Seven Island. These are super cool, dude. Dang, a little bonus clip here. He just linked me. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4. What is this? 5 more? I'm trying to fit all of his Squirtle OTs on the screen, bruh. It's like impossible. Dude, he has a level 1 Yanma, level 1 Natsu. A lot of these are rares from back then as well. So like 2013, Ipom was a really rare Pokemon. So was Natu, so was Yanma. Basically anything that wasn't Kanto specific. Um, yeah, these are extremely hard to come by as shinies. These are really, really cool, dude. Thank you so much to Lol Noob Killer for showing me all these, and let me know what you guys think of his collection in the comments. All of these are level 1 as well. Like this is this is a wicked collection of Pokemon, and this honestly this Crobat is my favorite. The fact that it's fully evolved in level 1 is so cool. The last Pokemon I'd like to mention is the secret shiny Crawdont, which was caught with glitched IVs. In PokeMMO, every shiny in recent years has been guaranteed at least one perfect stat. There was a period of time in 2022 where the baby spawns of alpha events in PokeMMO could yield shinies that don't guarantee a 31. There weren't many of these caught, and this Crawdont remains to be the only one that came out as secret shiny that we know of. Not to mention, Crawdont on its own is a somewhat rare species. Its best method for being hunted is fishing instead of horde hunting. I was actually sent 3 of these no 31 shinies by the player Ginger Matt, which is a really convenient thing because we can compare the met times of each of them on the screen at the same time. As you can see, they're all really, really close. That Crawdont is one of the coolest glitched Pokemon in the whole game. The fact that it's secret shiny, it's a Crawdont, and it doesn't have 31s at a time where it's meant to be guaranteed it's really unique. So there you go, guys. That does it. Those are my new picks for some of the rarest shinies in PokeMMO. If you know of anything insanely rare that you want me to talk about, leave it in the comments, or reach out to me in game with the IGN Arceus. Let me know what you think of these and which one of them is your favorite as well. Like always, guys, thank you for watching, and, as always, take care.